welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Okay, you go get in the tub. Got it. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. All right, everybody. LSU baseball Tigers. They rally down 2-1 in the ninth, down to their final strike on Hayden Travinski. Boy, and it was a borderline take too, man. But call a ball, and then they hit pinch hitter Stevenson, who, by the way, I am really excited about. I think he is going to be a magnificent player at LSU, and he is already better at this point than Andrew was as a freshman. Just Andrew Stevenson's brother, Josh Stevenson. He is already better. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a better player over time, but he is as a freshman, he is a better player than Andrew was as a freshman. So very excited. That goes to tell you what kind of talent this team has on it. But anyway, I'm very excited. Very, very excited. And then obviously the wild pitch moves runners to second and third, and then Trey Morgan comes up with the big knock to put LSU ahead. And then, as we saw, Trey Morgan with the big knock, and then Dylan Cruz comes up with the homer, which gives LSU a little cushion, and Tigers rally to steal one, man. So let's talk about it. And then also Tiger Woods, of course, playing into the weekend at the Masters, so that's a lot of fun to get to watch the Masters this weekend with Tiger playing. Yeah, as far as the baseball game last night, of course, the ninth is what everyone will focus on. A lot of missed opportunities early. There were three of the first four innings where LSU had the lead off runner on base, and couldn't get him around. So, two of the first inning, they got the first two men on, and of course Doty hit into a double play. Second inning is when old boy struck LSU out in order, almost had an immaculate inning. Third inning, LSU had the leadoff runner on again, bunted him over, didn't get a run. Fourth inning, bunted to second and third, got a run home on the sac fly by Pearson. So, LSU had its opportunities to bust it open, but so did Mississippi State. State left 8 on base throughout the course of the game. They had 10 hits and just 2 runs. Really, LSU played solid defense behind Hilliard. And then, man, Raiselman that has to be the biggest situation of Raiselman's baseball career, because he's never played on that stage in a situation that big. You're on the road, 10,000 people defending national champs, all that sort of stuff, and you got second and third with nobody out, and Johnson brings him in because he needs a strikeout. Like, you don't need a pitch to contact situation here, because if you do, you're tied or down. You need a strikeout. So he goes to a strikeout pitcher, which is Raiselman. The guy throws 97, and he gets the strikeout. It was incredible. He gets the strikeout. They bring the infield in. He gets a ground ball to Doty. Beautiful play by Cade at second to go to a knee, get it, come home, deliver a perfect strike. Great tag by Travinski. And then now you've got 2 outs, bases loaded, and it's a 3-2 count. I mean, if you miss with this pitch, you walk in the tying run, and Raiselman gets a swing and miss for a strikeout. It was awesome. Awesome. I mean, kept LSU in the game 2-1, and then of course set up the rally in the ninth. So Cooper, then Gervais did what Fristow from Mississippi State couldn't. Fristow couldn't hold the lead in the ninth, and Gervais came in and got a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. So great to see, man. Just a lot of fun. Okay, let's say some good mornings here. David Coslin, good morning. Jabe Crawford, good morning. Kelly Presley, Bill Schmid, Chris Andrapon, good morning. Melanie Wilson Willis, Kelly Bruce, Bob Poole, Brian Broom, Ron Ritchie, Elliot Doge, good morning. The Rivers State curse is real. Apparently, so Rivers Huey, who produced the morning show for a while, off the bench, who's a good friend of all of ours, is a Mississippi State grad, and apparently there's this thing where like they lose every time she goes to the game, and she did go to Starkville, so she was at the game yesterday. Oh man, Patrick Cason, good morning. Sean McKinnon, morning dude, hell of a ninth. Hilliard was fantastic. 12-6 was on point. You know what's funny is, so we talked about this with Mississippi State, right? Their batting average as a team is 270. It's 13th in the league. But they're fourth in runs scored, and the reason is homers. And boy, in the first inning, I think it was Tanner. I don't remember, but bro, somebody hit one to the wall, and Cruz made the catch at the wall in center. There were all three outfielders made catches at the wall. Cruz, Pearson, and Gio all made catches like with their back against the wall. Went off the bat, it looked like it was gone. And somehow, man, they managed to keep it in the park. So, we talked about it yesterday that, for McHale, the key was just keep the ball in the park. And boy, there were a couple that almost left, but it was just good baseball fortune, man. He made a bad pitch. They put a good swing on it, but the park held it. So sometimes that happens. So other than that, McHale, was pretty good, man. 6 innings. He didn't walk anybody. Like, that's make them earn it swinging the bat. McHale didn't walk any. He struck out 5, no walks. Like, make them earn it swinging the bat. So, yeah. Okay. Just huge win, man. Just a massive win. That's the kind of win that you look back at the end of the season and you go, okay, that one propels you. Or, a lot of times those things even out. You win a game like that dramatically and you probably lose one dramatically. But, well, let's see, Randy Dabdoob, Gary Atchison, let's see, TK Brown, what's up? Sean McKinnon, thought hearing State counting his steps was awesome. They tried to rattle him. He just gassed them, yeah. So Razelman does this when he's in the stretch, this toe tap thing as he comes set. And the State fans were counting the toe taps. 1, 2, which is actually a really good troll job. Like, if you're going to try to get into a pitcher's head, that's a good way to do it. You make him think about something other than the pitch. But he was unfazed, which was awesome. Ryan Amanda Guidry, Ryan Thibodeau, good morning. Hey, saw that LSU Baseball joins GMEX. Yeah, so yesterday GameCoin did announce its baseball partnerships. Well, that deal has been done for a while, but they just released the photo shoot stuff. So, but yeah, the really significant one obviously is, there's a lot of those guys, but the really significant one is Jacob Berry, and I'd say Razelman too. But Berry's a first-round draft pick, so you get you have another first-rounder basically. So you think about guys like Matt Corral, Tari Eason, Jacob Berry. You got a bunch of first-round picks in their respective sports that are about to be drafted, and when they go to their respective team, their NFTs and fan tokens will be sold on the GameCoin platform. Pretty cool. Jan Barrio, good morning. Truax, what's up? Trey Bagby, what's up? Matt Pels 12. That's pretty. I don't know if y'all have seen that. There's this sort of Twitter hashtag and group that's been created called Pels 12. JJ Redick, who of course played in New Orleans a year ago, or I guess the bubble season, 2 years ago, kind of made a tongue-in-cheek comment like, yeah, the Pelicans and their 12 fans. And so now a lot of Pelicans fans have sort of rallied behind that using the hashtag Pels12, and they're having game watch parties and all. It's pretty cool. Trivia Carter, good morning. Hey, Brandon, good morning. Brad Johnson, good morning. Good start for LSU. Let's take this thing. Who's on the mound today? So Blake Money goes today for LSU, and that's really a great positive, right? So you get the win in a game one for the first time, even though you were up against it at the end, man. But you get the game one win. You want to come say Dad show? You want to come say Dad show? Here you go. Go. Yeah, you get the game one win, and now you have Blake Money ready to go in game two. And, for Mississippi State, their best pitcher so far this year. Is it cold in Augusta? Dude's out there in sweatshirts and stuff. Well, I guess it's chilly here this morning too, isn't it? So for Mississippi State, their best pitcher this year, after the Landon Sims injury, we've talked through that a little bit. Sims was their Friday night guy, super talent, projected first-round pick, and blew out towards UCL, Tommy John. But Cade Smith is their Sunday guy, and he's actually been their best so far this year. He's got his ERA. I'm looking at it right. His ERA is right at 3. He's 4-1. So they've been really good in game threes. They won game 3 last week at Arkansas. They're 2-1 in their SEC game threes. So 41 strikeouts to just 14 walks and 39 innings pitched. So he's been really good on Sunday. That's going to be a big challenge to try to win that one. So to have Blake Money going today against Parker Stinnett is, it's edge Blake Money. There's no question that's an edge to Blake Money. Stinnett's ERA is almost 6. He's not a big. He will walk guys. 47 walks in 28 innings pitched. He can unravel. So let's see. Kelly Snyder, Brad Johnson, Stephen Jacobs, Tim Gotros, 5623. Good morning, Keaton Berry, and let's go. Big W for Big J. LSU is going to 30 Mississippi State. What does that mean? LSU is going to 30 Mississippi State. What does that mean? Do you mean 3-0? Like, did you leave out the dash? Sweep. It's in a sweep state. I would just take a series win. Let's just go win today and win the series. Hunter Fournette. Good morning. Morgan has balls of steel, so does Raisman. Did you see what Morgan after the game said? Jay Johnson told him, hit a home run, and even if you miss, it's going to be a 2 RBI single. And sure enough, man, I'm going to tell you that I don't think Morgan put a home run swing. I don't know what the pitch was, if it was a changeup or a slider, but it died. It had late action, downward action, and Morgan just dropped the bat head and just smacked it up the middle. That was a really nice piece of hitting, considering considering the situation and all that sort of stuff. I know there was no Gavin Dugas yesterday. I need to go check again to see why he was scratched. He was in the starting lineup, and then when we talked about it an hour before first pitch, and then he was scratched, and Pearson started in right and Gio started in left. I need to see. Yeah, I'm looking at Leah Van's Twitter, and she didn't tweet anything about Gavin Dugas. So I don't know what happened there, but I could reach out to him and ask. Anyway, so Dugas was a late scratch. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so Dugas didn't play. I like Pearson a lot. Pearson had some really. let's see, Pearson ended up, let's see. He was 0 for 2 in the game with a walk, but he had the sack fly that scored the first run in the fourth. So that was a big time AB. Like, you'd already been in that situation with a runner in score position before and couldn't get him home. And so Pearson's at the plate with a runner on third, and he's just got to get the ball to the outfield. He did. I mean, he did his job. His job was put the ball in the air to the outfield, get that run home. Because remember, you had sacrificed, bunted, the runners over. So at that point, you're in it to score a run. Like, you've got to get that run across. So really nice job by Pearson on the sack fly. His walk, they didn't score in the inning, but his walk, I thought, was significant. He came up in the 7th when Casey Hunt came in to pitch. And so this was the first time that everybody had seen Casey Hunt because Preston Johnson had gone the first 6 innings. So they start the 7th inning with Hunt on the mound, and Pearson comes up, and Pearson has about a 7-8 pitch at bat where ultimately he draws a walk. And the reason that's so important is because you want to make, so it's a new pitcher, you want to make him throw every pitch he has. And you want to see sequencing. What does he do if he has you 1-0? What does he do if he has you on down to 2 strikes? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, how is he going to sequence his pitches? And so all of your teammates who are coming up behind you can watch this guy throw. Now, they didn't break through against Hunt. And quite honestly, I was really surprised. I was sitting there, at the start of the 9th when they went to commercial. I'm like, I know Fristo's their closer, but I mean, LSU didn't touch Hunt. I'm like, are they really gonna go to Fristo? And they started the inning. Obviously, Fristo was in there. I was like, man, that's surprising they went Fristo, but it didn't pay off. Fristo's got good stuff, but it's one thing if to have good stuff. It's another to be able to command in the 9th inning and try to get the final 3 outs. And he couldn't do it. I mean, and he was right there too. And when he didn't get that call against Stravinsky, if you were watching the game, it was 2 outs and a 2-strike call on Stravinsky. And ooh. Pete Alonso got hit in the face. Ooh. Ooh. I'll never get that, bro, thrown at people's heads, bro. I'll never get thrown at people at all. Fake baseball fights. I'll just never get that, bro. Why you throw at somebody's head? Threw at Lindor's head, bro. It's ridiculous. Anyway, okay. So I forgot what I was talking about. Something about probably Casey Hunt or Fristo. Anyway, whatever. All right, let's get back to your comments. Shout out to Brock, y'all. Baton Rouge with Peter Klink. Smash that like button. 83 watching on YouTube. Only 22 likes. Smash that like button. Shout out to all of you. 62 watching on Facebook. Like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all very much. Oh, it was Fristo. I mean, he had Stravinsky down to his final strike and threw a pitch that, Stravinsky kind of went low, and it was in the zone, but it was probably a little deceiving because Stravinsky had gone down low, that it looked high, but it wasn't. It was a good pitch. It was a belt-high fastball. It probably should have been strike 3 to end the game. Fristo didn't get the call, and he unraveled. He walked Stravinsky. He hits Stevenson, throws a wild pitch to advance the runners, and then Morgan comes up and slaps one up the middle. There you go. All right, where are we? Richard Tilley Sr., good morning from West Point grandparents. That's awesome. Love to. Are y'all in West Point at Grandparents' Day, maybe? That's phenomenal. Enjoy the weekend. Man, y'all probably still cold up there. Whew. Let's see, Jabe, hopefully money can be better in the Saturday night roll. Hey, Jabe, money hasn't been bad. You got to remember this. Like, last week, he gave you 4 scoreless. You go into the 5th, and he's about to pitch out of a jam, and it's a ground ball to Morgan on the right side, and Morgan lets the ball go under his lead, tries to pick it instead of getting in front of it, 2-run score. And then a ground ball to the left side, and Doty commits an error, and the floodgates opened up. Money wasn't bad last week. Auburn put up a 6 spot in the inning because his defense let him down. So Money hasn't pitched badly. His defense has been really bad behind him, and the offense hasn't followed suit. I can understand on Friday against Florida when you're, or game one against Florida, against Hunter Barco. I mean, that's an elite left-handed arm. I mean, it's a guy that's going to be a first-round pick. A guy, throwing mid-90s from the left side. He's going to handcuff a lot of people. I mean, anyway. Money hasn't been bad. Blake Money hasn't been a problem. Dwayne Stout, good morning. David Furr, love the decision to pitch Hilliard on Friday, calm veteran presence. Now, I don't think Money has not been calm, but I do agree with you on Hilliard. Hilliard has this look about him, similar, I would say, to like what we used to say about Aaron Nola. I want to be very clear here. I am not comparing Hilliard and Nola, okay? But what I am telling you is, what they say is like with Nola, you could look at him and not know if he's up 10 or down 10. It's the same with Hilliard. Like, he's just very unflappable on the mound. His facial expression never really changes. And I think that's a really good thing. You just never let anything going on eat at you. Will Myers, morning, Matt. Hitting the under on Friday night SEC baseball is like free money. All of them hit between Thursday and Friday, and last week, all but one hit on Friday. The funny thing about that, Will, is that Musso told us last week on air he bet the under on, I think it was Georgia, Florida. And it ended up like 10-6. It like doubled the total. It wasn't even close. That might be the one you're talking about. Edward Cooper. 30 means murder. Why would we talk about murder? Patrick Cason. Let's see. For a while, it looked like he was tipping his pitches. 4 toe taps for off speed, 6 toe taps for fastball. Then he changed it up. I'll pay attention to that. David Tolson. Love the 9th inning for the Tigers. Brandon DeVille. Matt, when will LSU move the bullpen location as a safety hazard? Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that, but the guy from Auburn who ran into the bench last week, he's done for the year. He has a foot. I think he broke his foot when he ran into the bench. So he's got to have surgery, and he's done for the year. That sucks. That's so disappointing. Yeah, sooner than later. And the odd thing about that, I don't know who asked me that was Brandon. When they built the new box, I know the story, but it's wild. When they built the new box, they did all the dimensions and everything and forgot about the bullpen. They forgot about adding a bullpen behind the wall. And obviously they have bleachers, and then there's the spot that said whatever. Like, they forgot to add a bullpen space. And so they had to come back after the plans had been made and just add the bullpen in the foul territory on the field, which is why they are where they are. So they got to move it. There's no question. We've seen it. Look at Drew Bianco last week, taking a dive on that bullpen mound. I mean, you can even go back to the first year of the box when they were playing the Super Regional against Rice, and Anthony Rendon, who's become an amazing major league player, broke his ankle or whatever it was, tripping over that mound. So, yeah, yes, it is a safety hazard. It's ridiculous that it's in the field of play. It's always been that way. And we're just reminded of it when it happens like that and someone, runs over it. So, yeah, they need to, and I think this will be the impetus to move it. The tricky part is, where do you put it? There's no very obvious space to put the bullpens. And that's the problem. Let's see. Kirk Taylor, what's up? Brody Ewell, they probably pulled Hunt because Cruz, Doty, and Joe Burrow almost took him yard 3 batters in a row. But he made it through. But again, he was going to be pitching to 7, 8, 9. So I was surprised. I was surprised they didn't let him pitch to the bottom of the order. Kurt Travinsky still can't stop ball in the dirt, lead to Boo State scoring. That did happen. And a lot of you pushed back on me with it, and I wasn't going to say... Because, look, I think Travinsky caught a nice game. But, yeah, the 2 runs it scored were in scoring position because of a pass ball. They ruled it a wild pitch. Just like in the first inning, they ruled a base hit when it probably should have been an error on Thompson. But anyway. Jay would love to see Dugas or Bianco in the lineup. So, okay. Dugas, yes, he'll be in the lineup. I don't know what happened yesterday. He might have been sick or something. The Bianco thing, I keep having a lot of LSU fans say that. And I really think it's just the name on the back of the jersey. And I'm not, I really, really, really don't, y'all know I'm not the kind of guy that like, I don't like to crap on college kids. That's not my intention. I just don't, they're all trying really hard but sometimes you have to point out like a fact, okay? Drew Bianco's batting .063 this year. Now, I'll grant you that's in limited appearances, but it's .063. Like, a lot of y'all don't want to see Milazzo because of his batting average at 190. Bianco's at .063. And it's not like that's a small sample size for his career. His career batting average is 192. As a freshman, he batted 176. As a sophomore, he hit .074. Last year, he hit 246, which was his career best, and right now he's .063. And really, that 246 only started to tick up in the postseason because he did have a really good postseason last year in the Eugene Regional. But aside from that little sample size, like, I mean, he's got 75 strikeouts in 229 career at-bats. That's striking out 1 out of every 3 at-bats. Like, again, I don't want to come across as being like that I'm crapping on a guy. But like if his name wasn't Bianco, I don't think people would be asking to see him. I think that's a guy that could probably go and be an everyday player at Nichols and be a good everyday player. I don't mean to that as an insult or anything to Nichols, but it's just like he's really struggled throughout his career to put the ball in play. I don't know why anybody would ask for Bianco. I mean, give me Josh Stevenson. Josh Stevenson has come up in some huge moments as a pinch hitter and looks awesome. Like, and defensively, I think like he has already fills out the uniform. Defensively, he's a really good player. I mean, he has very patient, very mature at bats. Like, give me that guy, you know? Anyway. Kirk Taylor, let's see, Will Myers, what's up? Fading Muso's picks will make you rich. Samuel Merrifield, Matt, seems like SEC will be wide open this year, which is good for LSU. Is Trey Schaefer hurt? I don't think Trey Schaefer's hurt. He had some opportunities earlier this year and just didn't go well. Trey Schaefer's the lefty who transferred in from Southeastern, for those who don't remember. It's kind of telling, man, because the only lefty they use is Riley Cooper. Brandon Kleber, what do you think is the explanation for LSU's inconsistent hitting? Brandon, you got to come a little more specific, man. Like, they're second in the SEC. I mean, inconsistent hitting. What are you talking about? I mean, it's baseball. You fail 70% of the time, you go to the Hall of Fame. That's baseball. You're not going to score 15 runs every game. It just doesn't happen. Samuel Merrifield and no errors yesterday. Wow. Again, I think there were, yes, on the scorecard, no, but there were 2. The grounder in the first on the left side should have been an error, and although it's not ruled an error, it should have been a pass ball on Travinsky. They ruled it a wild pitch, but anyway. But yes, it was a much cleaner game. I thought even Barry made a beautiful play at third. You know, hard hit ball, and made a strong throw across the diamond. And then I also point out y'all in this. No, it was in the seventh. It was in the seventh when Razelman came in and got out of it. The liner that Jordan Thompson couldn't handle. He moved too far towards second base and couldn't get back and make. It should have caught the ball on the fly. Probably could have doubled him up, but Razelman got out of it. So it wasn't perfect. But look, how about there was a great play that Doty made. There was a ball hit. LSU had shifted, and Doty got to the ball on the left field grass. He couldn't make the throw, but keeping the ball in the infield prevented the run from scoring, the run from second. So there were some good plays for sure. Let's see. Keaton Berry, and I wholeheartedly apologize for my Hilliard slander. Hilliard did his thing last night. When did you slander Hilliard? Armstrong Grappling, put some respect on our name. What a team effort. If we could just stop shifting out of routine plays, we'd be in great shape. You see, Armstrong Grappling, they shifted that I saw last night where it mattered 3 times. And twice they hit into the shift and LSU got the out. The one time that they didn't was when Hancock got the 2 RBI single because he pushed it through the left side. And that's a great piece of hitting. I mean, you want to stop teams from shifting, that's what you do. When they're shifted, just be patient enough to poke the ball the other way where they are. But by and large, the shift worked for LSU last night. Joseph Armato, Hunter Fournette, the state starter was weird. He got a little too emotional for a guy that I have a lot of friends that are scouts, that are MLB scouts. You just meet over the years and whatever. And one of them was at the game last night, texted me, and actually said, "I can't believe I'm at an LSU Mississippi State game and these are the 2 starting pitchers that I'm watching," which is telling because neither McHale or what was the kid's name? Preston Johnson. Neither of them are big league prospects. And so for an LSU Mississippi State game, that's surprising. And so I texted this guy back, and I'm like, I've never seen a less impressive, because I think Johnson had like 8 strikeouts through 5 or something like that. It's like, I've never seen a less impressive 8 strikeouts through 5. It's like, yeah, man, it basically ran through the whole thing. Like, fastball's average, breaking ball doesn't have command, yeah, whatever. It's like, and he looks like a melting popsicle. There was an MLB scout who texted me that Preston Johnson looks like a melting popsicle. So, the imagery of that was funny. All right, I'll shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. You need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, call Hudco, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Did the St. Teresa Church roof this week. So if you're driving down Burnside and Gonzales, you probably saw the Hudco trailer and our crews. It was great honor to be able to do that. So we certainly appreciate everyone who has trusted us and given us a chance. And something that we found out, obviously, is there are a lot of people who who have their scopes of work, maybe even gotten a check from the insurance company for work, from a storm, and you're just not sure. Maybe you don't feel like you got enough money from your insurance. Maybe you're just not sure. You can't get anybody to read your scope of work or what work could be done. Give us a shout. We would love the opportunity to help. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Tim Gautreau stated a couple of opportunities to break the game open. Hats off to the pitching and defense to step up when we needed it. True. Janet, what's up? Where was Gavin? Again, still haven't gotten word on that. I didn't see Leah Van tweet it last night after the game. She's the media that's at the game, so we'll find out. We'll find out before first pitch today. I'll find out. Keaton Berry and Hilliard balled out. I hate that I criticized him so much after the A&M series. He has swagger too. Merrick Mathern, Tyler Cooley, morning Matt. Huge comeback last night. Missed the companion shows. Appreciate you responding to the text line. Yeah, man, absolutely. So the text line I have so that it's for that purpose. So if y'all ever want to holler, just holler anytime. I mean, it's I have it during the show, but it's an app on my phone, so you can text anytime. 225-396-4400, 396-4400. George Reitmeyer, Larry Garner, let's see, Brandon, we're baseball school now. Dave Vendeur, good morning. I hate the shift. Dave, look, I don't like the shift either. I'm glad Major League Baseball did away with it. The thing, though, is that with such advanced analytics now, if you can see a tendency of one hitter that's a dead pull hitter, and he hits the pull side 85% of the time. Well, if you shift against him and he continues to hit into the shift, well, I mean, statistically, it's the right play. Like, I want to say this because sometimes I think baseball is interesting because, like, the strategy that happens on a given play or with a given pitch or whatever, there's a few decisions a game that really matter. Like, by and large, a baseball manager or head coach impacts the game the least, I think, of any sport during the game. Here's what I mean. Like, you can't go into the box and take a swing. You can't field a ground ball. You can't make a pitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ultimately, you put your lineup in the field that day, and you're going to make a couple of decisions a game that are going to impact the flow of it or the outcome. Key moment of a pitching change. Raiselman last night. Exactly the right moment to bring in Raiselman, and it worked. A pinch hit scenario, like in the ninth. They couldn't let Gio hit in the ninth. I mean, you're down to your last out. You cannot let Giovanni DiGiacomo hit as your last out. So they put in Stevenson, and it worked, right? So there's a couple of calls a game that a manager is going to make, or decisions that are likely going to affect the outcome. Like we just talked about, in baseball, you fail 70% of the time, you're in the Hall of Fame, right? So you got to live with failure. You just want to reduce the amount of failure. And that's why, like, when it comes to strategic decisions, as long as there's sound logic for why you did what you did, I can live with the result. So, like, people are saying I hate the shift. I hate it too. Like, I don't like it. But there's so much advanced analytics now to where, if exactly what we just said, if you've studied every at bat and this kid is a dead pull hitter 85% of the time, well, you are going to be more likely to have an extra defender in the path of that ball if you shift. So I can live with it if the kid pokes one the other way. And if he does it a second time, the third time, then stop shifting, right? Against that hitter. So anyway, that's why, like, when we talk about bunting, and this was a thing last night on Twitter, like when LSU bunted in the third and the fourth, they didn't get a run home in the third, they did get a run home in the fourth. I don't like bunting. Bunting for a base hit, bunting to score a run, I'm good with it. Like, if you have a run on third, you put down a squeeze, I'm good with it. Bunting to advance a runner and giving up an out, I don't like that. And it's why in Major League Baseball, the bunt is almost extinct. Nobody bunts anymore in Major League Baseball because they have such advanced analytics that shows it doesn't really work. Like, it feels like the right thing to do to advance the runner, but more often than not, and advanced analytics show this, like, you don't get that run home. And the other thing that happens when you bunt is you give up an out, and all of the positive things that can happen in an at-bat no longer can happen. So you could walk. You could be hit by a pitch. There could be a wild pitch that advances the runners. You could get a single, double, triple homer. There's a bunch of things that could happen that when you bunt, you completely take out of play. And you give them an out. I mean, it's the only play in baseball where both teams cheer. When you bunt and you get the out, like, the offense is cheering because you advance the runner. The defense is cheering because they got an out. And so the situation in the fourth last night, you know, Johnson walks the first two batters, and he's really struggling to find it. And I get it. Jordan Thompson was lost on his first pitch, struck out 3 pitches. And you ask him to put down a bunt. I get it. He was lost, but the pitcher was struggling, and you gave the pitcher an out. So you know, I would have made that kid throw the ball over the plate. Now the next game my manager will be my first, but make that kid prove that he can find it, throw it over the plate, because he hadn't at that point. Anyway, let's see. Eric Waldrod, morning, Matt. Help me settle a season-long debate I've had with my friends. Is Razorman toe tap Bush League? No, it's not Bush League. Bush League. It's just his routine. Like, Bush League would be you're losing, so you throw at a hitter. A toe tap is just his pre-pitch routine, which every pitcher has one. Brian Penton, good morning from Natchez on the Bluff, crossing the river, headed home. There you go, bud. Dave Ender, somehow, some way, we got to get Stevenson in the lineup, talk about quality ABs. I mean, Dave, I would rather Stevenson be my everyday right fielder. Stevenson or Pearson, I think I would want those two guys in the lineup. But I'll tell you this much, you're losing you're going to lose Dugas after this year. And you're losing Cruz after next year. Cruz has one more year, but, I mean, you're losing Barry after this year, who's played in right for you. I mean, Pearson, Stevenson, it's a pretty good way to start the rebuild in that outfield. I mean, I could see an outfield next year that's got Pearson in right, Stevenson in the left, Cruz in center. That looks pretty good. Keaton, did Hilliard take money spot as a Friday night guy last night? I mean, for now, I just think it's going to be in flux all season. I would love it if Mikhail just establishes himself as the Friday night guy. Shelby, let's see. Brian Penton, Dave Ender, Brandon, hearing representatives from the Pentagon will be in Stark Vegas. Something about tracking cruise missiles. Okay. D, what's up? Shelby loved the pinch hit with Stevenson. He looked like he was seeing the ball well, never looked fooled. To come off the bench cold like that in the ninth inning with 2 outs, it's a big spot, too, to go with that kind of AB. Brandon, if I remember correctly, the guy throwing today, Stinnett, has a big breaking ball like Hilliard, not as good, but it's got some bite. When I saw him look pretty good, close to 12-6. EC Ray, someone should have earholed a state batter for the way their pitcher was acting. I'm just not about hitting at any level, throwing at hitters. Merrick Mathern, Matt, can you have a Masters companion show at the LSU game on in the background? Nicely done. Wendell Norman, good morning, Matt. Gutsy win by our Tigers. Dave Ender, looked at it 5 times, still trying to figure out how Thompson missed the line drive. Yeah, that was weird, man. I mean, he misread it off the bat. He moved toward the base, and it was almost like he was trying to get out of the way of the ball and reach back, and then it just curved away from him. But that was significant. I mean, you could have doubled up the runner at second in that spot. Shelby, Masters has been awesome. Tiger competing is good for the soul. Joaquin Neiman, that was paired with him, has been lights out as well. Yesterday looked brutal, man. All right, Dugas has a thumb injury. They're saying, okay. I'll check on it. Tommy Poole, good morning. Let's see, Hilliard has the exact demeanor and body language after he gives up 5 runs or has a no-hitter in the 5th inning. Yeah, that was the point, yeah. Tommy Poole asked Matt, what are your thoughts on the freshman Will Campbell and Quincy Wiggins? I think both are going to be awesome. It's so rare that you have a lineman as a freshman that's physically able to step in and play right away in the SEC. Just because, I mean, the physicality is a massive step up from high school linemen to SEC linemen. You see it at skill positions all the time, receivers, running backs, all that sort of stuff. But Will Campbell looks like a guy that's ready to do it. Ed Ingram was a guy that could do it as a freshman. Jason Hines played a lot as a freshman. It's rare. Mason Smith did it last year on the defensive side. It's rare, but he looks like a guy that can do it. Quincy Wiggins, man, I'm just amazed that guy got hit by the car in San Antonio and is okay. I mean, that was wicked. Cody Boudreaux, Keaton, what's Hilliard's classification? No, he's a senior. He is basically taking advantage of the COVID year this year. I mean, this is his 5th year. Brian Penton, wonder if the Whistler at Vandy is a happy boy. They've lost 5-6 bets. To see Vandy struggle the way they are is bizarre. But you know what's happened? It's made LSU's schedule. So when we looked at the schedule before the season, it looked brutal. Like this back-to-back series at State, at Arkansas, going the Ole Miss series, going to Vandy, to Florida. Well, LSU won 2 out of 3 at Florida. State isn't as good as we thought they were. Arkansas is. That's obviously brutal. Finishing up the regular season at Vanderbilt, they could obviously turn around and likely will. I mean, obviously, Corbin's a great coach. That's a great program. But they've hit the skids a bit. Bama all of a sudden has won 4 or 5. It's interesting. The schedule we thought preseason, as you looked at it, was going to be brutal in certain spots. Looks manageable, and then tougher in other spots. So, I don't think many of us thought LSU was losing home series to A&M and Auburn. A&M's in rebuild mode right now under Schlossnagle. It felt like that was a good time to get them in the opening weekend. You lost the series. So, anyway. Hi, Drew. You want to come say hi to Dad's show?
No.
No? Yes? What? You want Wheel of Fortune on TV? Well, come say hi to Dad's show first. Come say hi to Dad's show. What are you looking at? What do you see? Come say hi to Dad's show. Say hi, Dad's show.
Hi, Dad.
Wait, come see. Come say hi, Dad's show.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, that's so good. Hey, what is today? Saturday. Hey, can we tell everybody around the SEC first? The Alabama, the Auburn, the Arkansas, the Florida, the Georgia, the Kentucky, the LSU, the Mississippi State, the Ole Miss, the Missouri, the South Carolina, the Tennessee, the Texas A&M, the Maggies, and the Vanderbilt. Good job! All right, and you're all done. Yay. Good job. All done. All right, do you want Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all, fair warning. I'm probably going to have to jump up a few times now because Drew likes to watch Wheel of Fortune on fast forward. Okay. Okay, bud. You don't want Mommy's phone? All right. Which one do you want, buddy? Okay. Okay. All right, so he is in this phase where he likes to watch shows on the DVR on fast forward. So like Wheel of Fortune or Sesame Street or Daniel Tiger or fast. We all have to say fast. So anyway, that's what he's doing. So he's probably gonna come back in a minute and be like, another wheel, another wheel, another wheel, and I'll have to get up and go put another wheel on fast forward for it. Anyway, so I'll do my best here to manage. So thank you for your patience with that, by the way. Um, Kyle Gayu, Hong Tam Win, good morning. Kenneth Westbrook, let's see, do fans forget the past when Bianco couldn't hit water fell out of a boat? Yes, they do. Or they just don't watch, which is more often the case. Like, and I get it. Most people aren't sitting there committing 15 hours a weekend or 12 hours a weekend or whatever it might be, 9 to 12, to watch 3 baseball games. I get it. Most don't. Let's see. Danny Treadway, Bianco's liability on defense. See, I mean, I think Bianco could be a good second baseman that hits in the 9 hole if you had to have it. But I don't know that he is role, honestly. Brandon DeVille, what's Fontenot's role in the pen now with other guys stepping up on the back end? It's a great question, man. I thought I'd have been interested to see them give him a start in the Friday night role if you wanted to keep Money on Saturday and Hilliard on Sunday, which gives you an advantage on those 2 days. And then you could pitch Fontenot on Friday. But it's pretty clear Jay doesn't want to pitch backwards. So, he wants to give his team the best opportunity to win on that day. And if that's the case and you feel like Hilliard's still in the best for you right now, which he is, then you pitch Hilliard on Friday, you go Money on Saturday, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. But look, it's pretty clear Raiselman, Gervais, Cooper, those are the guys at the end of the game that they trust the most right now. So if that's the case, I mean, I got Fontenot with all this experience. Got to find a role for him. And it might be in a starting role. Another wheel?
Yeah.
No wheel. Okay. No wheel. Okay. Which one do we want, bud? No, you good. So I scroll through it and he goes, no. You want spring break? Okay. There you go, spring break. There you go. All right. Jay Liner should have been caught. I agree. Reda Ewell, Raiselman, and Gervais will be unreal next season after an SEC season under the belt if they come back. Gervais, I would say likely back. Raiselman, hang on a second. I'm not sure that I ever asked Raiselman this. So he started, because I think he went JUCO before San Francisco. Yeah, okay, so he's a redshirt sophomore. Okay, because that's right, because he missed the year for TJ, for Tommy John, then pitched at San Francisco, now here. So he is draft eligible. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back. 97 pitching in high leverage situation. Like, that's the kind of game last night when Raiselman go, like, seriously. So, I mean, I told y'all I was texting with a scout buddy who was at the game last night. Like, when you go on that stage with the amount of scouts that were at that game, and you're pumping 96, 97, and you come into that leverage situation with the fans in your dome, and you deliver the way you do, like, that's the kind of thing that, a scout sees that and goes, okay, I've seen enough, Brandon, the SEC doesn't look wide open. It looks like Tennessee and everyone else up to this point. That's true. I mean, Tennessee's running away with it in the East and then Arkansas in the West. But beyond those two, it's a logjam. So, point being, you're going to have 4 SEC teams that are national seeds. Tennessee and Arkansas are going to be 2 of them, and whoever else emerges, will hold down those spots. Michael Porter, am I the only one praying for Notre Dame's downfall? They've been so insufferable for no reason. You're definitely not the only one. There's a lot of people that hate Notre Dame. Rob Boudreaux, Matt, can you get a message to RC for me? Tell the pivot is freaking awesome. Yeah. But if y'all are not watching the pivot, it's phenomenal. And I was talking to RC this week, and it's like he said, it's initially he worried about or if they could keep getting guests or whatever, they would have enough content. It's like now it's fish in a barrel because of the success the show's had. Everyone keeps reaching out to them. Like everyone wants to be on the show now. It's crazy. Edward O should have brought Razelman sooner. I don't know because look, I mean Hilliard was good through 5. You let him start to 6. You put the first 2 guys on, and then you pull them. I mean it's easy to say. It's easy to say in hindsight. That's the point. Like Hilliard's pitch count was still manageable at that point in the game. He had gone through 5. You put him back out there had some bad luck in the 5th. You put him back out there for the 6th. I don't have any problem. I mean, his pitch count for the game was 89. So I mean, he was under 8. He was under 80 pitches through 5. He threw 100 pitches last week. I mean, I have no problem with him going out there in the 6th. Ultimate Warrior. Hilliard's still undefeated. Hilliard didn't get, the team is with Hilliard on the mound, but Hilliard didn't get the win last night. Riley Cooper got the win because Hilliard left while LSU was trailing. It's bad. It's bad for Pirate on H&H Monday afternoon. He'll be on another hiatus. It's bad for Pirate on H&H Monday afternoon. He'll be on another hiatus. I don't know what that means. It's bad for Pirate. You gotta explain that, Keaton. I don't get it. Gabriel Fernando. Let's go Saints. Love the team. One thing we know against Brady, we're going to win 2 games. He shouldn't even play the game. CJ will lead him. Irfan Sayad, what's up? Bruce Shales, what's up? Dave, the Fools and Sands, counting Eric's toe taps, pumped him up. It was a good troll. I mean, it was. Like, that's the kind of thing that can get in your head. But he didn't let it, so good for him. Cody Boudreaux, Rob Boudreaux. Forget your voiceover guy, get Drew. Let Drew do the around the SEC schools. Keith, let's see, Ojolari, Roy, Guillory, Smith, Wiggins, Langston, Webb, Gay, Jones, Buddy from Mizzou, D-line looks loaded now. Linebacker room is too. So, Keaton, I think the defensive line will probably be the strength of this defense. The linebacker group, they have supplemented with numbers. I don't know that they're going to be that good. We know Micah Baskerville can play at this level and be really good. I'm interested to see Mike Jones, start 12 games. They're really hyping Greg Penn. That's 3. You bring in West Weeks, the Virginia transfer. I really don't know how good he is. Harold Perkins is a freshman, 5-star, but is he ready to roll? Don't know. Josh White obviously transferred, but then there's guys like Antoine Sampa and some guys who haven't really made an impact yet in their career who could step up. So I think you have numbers there. I don't know how good you're going to be. I think that's a question mark. Defensive line, though, I completely agree. I think defensive line is going to be the strength of this defense. I think defensive line and safety. I think the big questions are linebacker and corner. Storm DeWitt, what do we need to do for you and Terrio to go to the game in full garb? Floor seats. If someone can get us floor seats, we'll go. So Terrio yesterday on AFR showed up in full Pelicans uniform. I mean, authentic jersey, authentic shorts. He bought the Zion shoes, tights. He had a headband, had NBA wristbands on. I mean, he was authentic full uniform. And I'll go get the same uniform, but I'm not doing it sitting in section like 317. If we can get floor seats, if someone has a beat on floor seats for Sunday's game, Terrio and I will go in full uniform. Let's see, expecting no worse than 8-4. Optimistic this team could go 10-2. Keaton, bro. You've got to check your expectations on this football team. Raymond, good morning from Knoxville. Tommy Poole, do what you got to do, Papa Matt. Thank you, man. Dave and Durr, almost forgot to smash the like button. Yes, please smash the like button. 79 still watching on YouTube, only 49 likes. Got 35 hanging out with us. So 100 of y'all, 111 still hanging out with us. Appreciate that. Kirk, clear to say no one on the staff has a clear role. There's no Friday night starter or closer. Middle relief is solid. Seems like Pulmonary at this time had his staff cemented. No. I mean, Kirk, in certain years, yeah, but Paul rarely had a Sunday guy. Last. Okay. Yeah, Kirk. I mean, it was a rare exception when they had a number 3, and you saw a lot of movement on the weekend. I mean, it's a luxury when you got Nola. Obviously, Lang was a Friday night guy, no doubt. But you. Injuries unfortunately bit LSU a few years there. We forget how awesome Cole Henry was, but because of COVID, we only got like half a season of Cole Henry. Jaden Hill was supposed to be your Friday night guy, got demoted, then got hurt. It's, we forget how much of a luxury it is to have a, to have a Nola, someone like that. Anyway. Brandon, I guess I shouldn't say inconsistent hitting. It's more so I feel like some of the players look like they're uncomfortable at the plate or don't have a great approach at the plate. I think it changes game by game. Like, for example, the second game against Florida, when they were facing, am I blanking? I'm blanking on my kid's name. Anyway, the second game against the second game against Florida, they the kid they were facing struggled to throw his breaking ball for a strike, and so they were very, very, very patient. It was not Slater, he was the Sunday guy. Brandon Sproat. Sproat really struggled to throw his breaking pitch for a strike, so they were very patient. They took walks, they got hit by pitch, they swung at fastballs. The next game out, against Slater, they were just first pitch swinging. If the scouting report shows this guy is fastball early in the count, then you see the fastball, hit it. So I think that's more the approach that changes game by game. It's high level. It's like advanced level scouting though that Jay Johnson and his staff do. I mean, you could see like he is looking at his clipboard every AB, like pitch by pitch, sequence by sequence, because they've charted. They know tendency, so they know what pitch might be coming, what the tendencies are of everything, when to shift based on the hit. Like it just they're very well scouted. Bubba Tatum managed catch all but the good parts of the LSU game yesterday between the Lightning game and opening day in Tampa. They really need to fix the Wi-Fi in stadiums for us true sports junkies. It's amazing that's still a problem. You get paid $500 million to hit a ball, figure it out, go opposite way. They get paid $500 million to hit homers. You could tell Chris Burke was in awe of Cruz's homer, MLB player. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we've talked about it a bunch, but like Dylan Cruz is a big leaguer playing college baseball. That doesn't happen often. Like Bregman was a big leaguer playing college baseball. Daniel Cabrera was a big leaguer playing college baseball. Some of y'all don't like me saying that, but you forget because the teams didn't have great success. But Cabrera was one of those guys who will be a big leaguer. Dylan Cruz is a big leaguer playing college baseball. I mean, he's a 5-tool guy already. When you're a sophomore in college and you're blasting opposite field home runs 400 feet, like the last thing that always comes is power for a hitter. Usually it's you hit for average, then you learn to hit for power. When you're a sophomore in college and you're blasting 400-foot opposite field home runs in the 9th inning of a tight ball game, bro, I mean. Hey, Dad, good morning. Brett Allen. Scone, today's my birthday. Another Tiger win would be awesome. Let's get it, Brett. Happy birthday. Hope it's a great day for you. Daniel Sinnetts, Jonathan Martin, Kyle Gallo. Is Drew back to watching the Nerd Robert on Wheel of Fortune again? Nope. You know what he watches, though? He'll go. So there is a mashup on YouTube that someone did of Robert, and they kind of like edited it as a parody, and he does watch that. It's kind of vulgar, though, which is... Robbie Welburn, what's up, man? Positive weekend so far. LSU pulls out a stunner. Tiger makes the cut. Played fairly well. Dale Earnhardt Jr. made his once-a-year race return last night. I know you don't talk NASCAR, but wanted to stick that in there. Throw you a curveball, no pun intended. I didn't even know that Dale Jr. still raced. But that's cool, man. If you're pumped about it, I'm pumped about it. Deborah Coward, good morning. Ninth last night was amazing. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. Chance, hate LSU doing the shift. Talked a little bit earlier about the shift. I don't like it either, but I understand, like, as a staff, you study film, you prep tendencies, and if a hitter is an 85% dead pull hitter, you shift because it's more likely than not that he's going to hit into the shift. And it did work a couple of times last night where hitters hit right into the shift. Now the 2 runs that they scored in the 5th, when they shifted against Hancock punched it through the left side. So, I mean, you love it when it works, you hate it when it don't. Merrick, does the football team have room to bring in transfers after the spring? They do. Yes, they have 2 more. I lost count as 2 or 3. They have 2 or 3 more spots. I think it's 2 because they brought in Jaden Daniels, so they have 2 spots left. Hey, Matt, with the addition of Cam Hayes, we have 2 point guards now. I'm talking about Cam Hayes. Oh, that's cool. So that happened last night? Or I guess yesterday after the show. All right, that's good. Cam Hayes commits to LSU. Look, man, I'm going to be real with you. I think, so he's an NC State guy. Great. I'm glad they're adding to the roster. Love that it's Power 5 guy. I'm just super not optimistic about next year. I mean, for obvious reasons. But awesome. I can't tell you I've looked at all into that whatsoever, Raymond. That was the first I heard about it. Like, I didn't see it on Twitter last night. Adam Fontenot. That buddy texted me during the game, said if Randy Johnson and David Wells had a baby, it'd be Riley Cooper.
No.
Hi.
No. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
What?
Okay, let's go. Okay. Can y'all hear? Is it? I scroll through all the episodes. No. Which one, buddy? Well, Drew, this is 100 episodes. Come on, pick one. Okay. Fabulous food. This is an episode from 2020. Oh my God. He's got me scrolling through like every Wheel of Fortune episode. Yes. Fast, please. Fast, please. Dave Ender, speaking of hit by pitch, what's the SEC record? Because we're close. They said the national record was like 157 or something like that. Or maybe the SEC record. Or no, maybe the LSU record was like 150. No, the LSU record was 100. Oh, I gotta go find it. It's I think 157-ish is like the national record or something like that.
No. No. No.
No, you have one on right now. Five.
No. No, please. Please.
Another wheel, please.
Yeah. Walk. Walk. Walk it, walk.
Okay, let's find another wheel. Y'all are saints for like still those of you who are still watching. I mean, but I did warn you. I'm coming, sweetheart. I'm coming. Okay, I'm coming. Daddy's coming. But I did warn y'all that this was a likely thing that was gonna happen. Which one do you want, Drew? You want spring break? All right, spring break. All right, spring break. All right, spring break. There you go. Oh my God. The amount of times a day I hear. Patrick Dorsey, good morning. Star Hill Stars, R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins? What? Dwayne Haskins? Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Hit by a car. What? Hit by a car this morning in South Florida. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, Haskins is the guy that beat out Burrow at Ohio State in 2018 spring before the 2018 season. Wow, 24 years old. What's the whole thing? Nothing good happens after midnight. Wow. Hit by a car early this morning in South Florida. Jesus. Ugh. Man. All right, Patrick Dorsey, what's the problem with pitching? It's been this way for a few years now. Well, some of it was bad luck. Like, I mean, keep in mind, you know, Cole Henry was a total stud, but you didn't have an SEC season in 2020, and then he got drafted and signed, right? I mean, Jaden Hill was a potential top 10 pick in the draft, and he tore his UCL and had Tommy John, then went pro. You know what I mean? So, like, that's some of it, for sure, is when you have these guys, these horses lined up, ready to be your front of the rotation guys, and you COVID and then injury, and you don't get anything out of them. I mean, that's part of it, you know. You know, sometimes you just have bad luck with the draft. Those guys that you think are going to come and be rotation guys for you and weekend guys, and then they don't show up. So, but and then some of it's misevaluation. You know, I mean, I think Nolan was doing the player evaluations for LSU, and they missed on some kids. I mean, some kids in state that would have loved to have been at LSU, and now are pitching at Arkansas and Mississippi State, and Southern Miss. Anyway, I mean, part of it's evaluation, your player evaluation, and getting guys here and then developing them. So, but LSU's got plenty of arms. Like I'll tell you, man. Like when Javen Coleman's back, he's an SEC weekend arm. Grant Taylor is an SEC weekend arm. You got guys that Blake Money may not be a Friday guy, but Blake Money is a Sunday guy in the SEC. Pretty dang good, So I think next year you're going to have that, all of that ironed out next year. Like you will have a rotation next year, a set rotation. Jordan Haddad, feel like we really need Steen. Worried about the position. He need the SEC experience and talent on the O-line. Yeah, he's supposed to announce early next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. So that's the offensive lineman from Vanderbilt who started 30-some-odd games at both left and right tackle. So, I mean, he's a plug-and-play starter. That's a guy with SEC experience, athletic tackle that can play either spot. You get him, he's a plug-and-play dude. I'm sorry, what do you want?
Louie. Louie.
Come tell me.
Oh, Louie.
Come see Daddy. Come tell me. What do you want?
Louie. Yeah.
Okay.
Walk. Walk.
Of course, you said please. Of course you can have another wheel. Please. Hey, Drew, what letter starts please? P. All right, what do you want? Going fishing? Go fishing. Okay. Fast, please. Here you go. Gone fishing. There you go. That was easy. That one was easy peasy. Please. Let's see. Get him another wheel. Okay. I think we're almost done, y'all. Any comments I'm missing here? Shout out Facebook, folks. Appreciate y'all hanging on. Please like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button. If you're watching on mobile, just X out of the live chat. Hit the thumbs up and then hit live chat. You'll see the comments come right back. Appreciate y'all for watching. Charlie Gale, Robbie Welburn. What's the chances Miles Brennan incorporates Matt House's offense into his playing capability? So Matt House is the defensive coordinator. Mike Denbrock is the offensive coordinator. I think Brennan looks good so far from what I hear. I mean, again, I'm at work when there's practice availability. So yeah, there's the Dwayne Haskins breaking news. Oh my God. Yeah, so I still think you don't bring in Jaden Daniels if you don't have the intention of having him be your starting quarterback. But if Miles Brennan beats him out, he will have earned the job, and that would be awesome. I mean, either way. Scott Shirley, good morning. Love AF on Fridays. Yesterday was cracking me up. Be nice to little old T-Bob and keep up the good work. Yesterday with Terrio coming in full uniform was hilarious. Like, I lost it. He told me he was going to do something, like he was going to jump on the Pelicans bandwagon. I didn't know he was doing that. I didn't know he was coming full uniform. Tony Williams, what's up? All right, y'all. All right, appreciate y'all as always. All right, we're just about done. Y'all have a great day. LSU baseball today at 2 o'clock. As always, shout out to Brock. You need orthopedics. Remember, the After Hours Clinic is open on weekends, so go check out Brock if you need an orthopedist this weekend. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. brortho.com for Brock. And look, I got the Hudco link pinned. Would be awesome. If you're a homeowner, you haven't had anybody up on the roof of late, to check out. If your roof is more than 10 years old, or if you went through the Ida and all these tornadoes and high windstorms here of late, let us come do an inspection. It's free, no obligation. We'll get up there, walk the roof, mark it, chalk it, do all that stuff, and if we spot damage, we'll help you file the claim and get your roof paid for. So, all right, y'all have an awesome day. Just hit the Hudco tab right there. Hit the contact tab on the Hudco link, and we'll be in touch. All right, y'all have a great day. See ya. Peace.